good, guys? I'm here back up in this bitch with another one, man. I just want to give my condolences and respect out to everyone out in the Ohio and the Apostle shooting, man. Clearly, there's some funny shit going on, and clearly there's some shit that's clearly inspired by our president, because ever since we've had Donald Trump in office, we've had nothing but shootings, we've had nothing but terroristic threats, we've had nothing but nonsense come to our direction, and we've had nothing but terroristic threats from other countries come over here, kind of like North Korea, talking about we'll bomb you motherfuckers if you keep on talking shit on Twitter, all that type of shit. I've never seen a president so obsessed with social media in my life. Obama was never obsessed with social media the way Donald Trump was, and it's just the fact he tweets every hour. Every single hour you find a new tweet, and it's just ridiculous that we have a president that's childish in a way, kind of like that, and a president that encourages nothing but nonsense at his rallies, encourages violence, people beating up minorities at his rallies, everything. And I just feel like all of this is evil. Everything, I mean, just like in New Zealand, kind of like that incident that happened in New Zealand, where he was a Trump supporter, and then all these Republicans came on Fox News and started saying that it's ridiculous that he's blaming President Trump for his act. Oh, he has no reason to blame our president for his racist ways and this and that, this and that. And then it's just the fact that, like, Donald Trump shares certain similarities that certain white nationalists have, and he's even called himself a white nationalist, and he's trying flipping that word, trying changing the definition into a patriot. But a white nationalist is not a patriot. A white nationalist is something way evil, and it's just the fact that he spikes up and hypes up all these racist rednecks with Confederate flags, trying to shoot people, trying to shoot up schools, shooting up Walmarts, all that type of stuff, all because they feel like race is such a big deal in 2019, which it is. Race is a huge, big deal in 2019, and 2020, I feel like, yeah, it's gonna be a new civil rights movement, just because he's pushing things from calling American congresswomen, just calling them out, telling them to go back to the countries of which they came from, crime-filled countries of which they came from, which is America. One thing I don't get about America is that this country was built off white, European. Not every immigrant is bad. I mean, the people coming in from Mexico, how many Mexicans do you see shooting up schools? How many Mexicans do you see shooting up Walmarts? How many Mexicans and blacks do you see doing those type of things, like mass shootings, mass killings? Kind of like that mass shooting that happened in Las Vegas. That wasn't by a Mexican, that wasn't by a black dude, it was by a white boy. And it's just the fact that, like, white is an evil color when it comes to America, and when it comes to history in general, just because, I mean, Europe is the OGs, or the OGs of racism. That's what Europe is. And America was built off Europeans. And America don't have a culture. It is a country based off different cultures. It just pains me to see that our people are going through all these things, kind of like throwing little kids in cages at the border, talking about when Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. But you can get Latino workers to build your tower. It makes 0 sense. And then who's going to be building your wall if you decide? I mean, who's going to be building your wall if you decide to build it? And I remember in Tijuana, whenever they were building the wall, they put barbed wire and everything all over that bitch. And after they put the barbed wire and shit, residents from Tijuana, they ended up having barbed wire all around their house, stolen from the wall. And when the troops finally go over there to confront them about it, they refused to tell them where they got it from. It's like Donald Trump was talking about building a wall, but Mexicanos are obviously basically stealing that bitch, because look, you build a wall, how is it going to stop a motherfucker from digging a tunnel? How is it going to stop a motherfucker from flying here from an airplane? A wall is just going to be wasting all of our tax money. A bunch of motherfucking tax money. That's all it's going to do. Waste thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of tax dollars, all for a problem that will never be solved. This problem will never be solved. Mexicans were always going to be here. Mexicanos are always going to be here. Immigrants are always going to be here. Immigrants are always going to come here. Planes, boats, tunnels. You cannot stop a tunnel. A wall cannot stop a fucking tunnel. Let's just get that through y'all's head. A wall is not gonna stop a tunnel. A wall is not gonna stop an airplane unless it's a big ass wall. But what's the chances of that? What are the chances of that? But at the end of the day, how are you gonna support someone that would say they date their own daughter? If you support that type of sick fuckery, you're a sick fuck and you deserve to go to hell. And I'm not even lying. Just because. When you have a president as racist as he is right now, telling American congresswomen to go back to the countries which they came from, pressing up on Mexican judges, accusing them of not being citizens just because they're Mexican, accusing Obama of not being from America because he was born in Hawaii. Like, what kind of dumbass is this motherfucker, man? But at the end of the day, I give all my condolences and RIPs to everybody who passed away in those 2 mass shootings, because this country is just nothing but evil. And like I said before, how many Mexicanos or blacks do you see shooting up schools, shooting up Walmarts, going and shooting up Batman movies and shit like that? Like, you don't see that much. You do not see that at all, because that's not what we come to this country for. We come to this country for a better life and for freedom and to escape the problems that we have in our own country. And Texas to California, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, all those fucking states right there, all used to be Mexico. And this is the fact that, like, if you live in those certain states and you're complaining about there's too much Mexicans, this and that, you gotta look at the cultural divide between Mexicans and Americans. And that shit came around in what, the mid 1800s, the late 1800s. I'm not sure, someone educate me on that, but since this used to be Mexico, you cannot complain about nothing about Mexicans. You can't complain about too many Mexicans. You can't complain about too much Spanish speaking, none of that, because the culture was here over 200 years ago, and it has not left. It will not leave at all. So you can just get that through your head. I mean, Mexicanos are going to be here forever. They're going to cross the border whatever way they fucking feel like it. If they want to fly a plane, they going to fly a plane. If they want to dig a tunnel, they going to dig a tunnel. You racist white motherfuckers cannot say shit, because you know why? We're out here doing the jobs that you guys don't want to do. How many Americans do you see going out there building houses or selling oranges and all that shit? When I was in California, I seen nothing. I seen Mexican out there selling oranges out in 110 degrees, out in 112 degrees, out there selling oranges, selling flowers under a tree, man. And even in the shade, it's hot as fuck. So when you tell me Mexicans are here stealing our jobs, I don't see that. I see them making a living for themselves in this heat, kind of like what the rest of you motherfuckers don't want to do. They're out here making something for themselves in this heat, selling oranges in this heat, just to go back to their family and feed their family. And then you have motherfuckers like like Trump wanting to call ICE on them. And then when ICE finally comes in, it's like they tear apart their whole family, all because he was selling oranges to keep his family straight. All because he was selling oranges just so he can feed his family. I mean, that's bullshit. But what do you guys feel about it, man? I mean, we just have a dumbass president. We just have a president that encourages nothing but violence towards minorities, violence towards I mean, fucking mass shootings, everything. What do you guys feel about it, man? Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next episode. I'll